Welcome to the Educating Them podcast, the podcast designed to help you grow in every area of your life. Whether you're building a business, strengthening your finances, improving your health, or leveling up your mindset, this is your space to learn, reflect, and take action. Each episode brings you practical insights, real conversations, and the motivation to keep moving forward. Because knowledge is powerful, but using it is life-changing. Let's dive in.
When you're running an e-commerce business, it feels like you're just waking up to this tidal wave of data every single morning.
Oh, absolutely. Sales numbers, customer metrics, inventory levels. It's a flood.
It really is. And it feels less like swimming in information and more like, drowning in it sometimes.
Right. And the weird thing is, despite having all these metrics flying at you, getting a real, genuinely actionable insight, that can feel incredibly rare.
It's a total paradox. You've got so much data, but it often just leads to confusion, not clarity.
Exactly. Which is why we're here today.
Right. Today, we're doing a deep dive specifically to cut through all that noise. This is what smart CFOs know that saves e-commerce businesses millions.
A really crucial topic.
Our mission really is to zero in on just 5 essential numbers. Think of them like the vital signs for your company's financial health.
And its future potential, too. That's key.
Yes. This isn't about tracking more stuff. It's about knowing exactly what to look for and, importantly, why. Because, honestly, when it comes to data that actually moves the needle, less is often so much more.
That's precisely it. The role of the CFO, particularly in e-commerce, it's changed so much.
How so?
Well, you're not just, the person looking after the books anymore. You're expected to be a strategic partner.
A leader in technology, too, right?
Absolutely. And a real driver of growth for the whole organization. So our goal here is to help you transform all that raw data.
All those dashboards.
Yeah, exactly. Transform it into precise, actionable intelligence. Stuff that lets you make genuinely better business decisions.
So by the end of this, people should feel more confident.
Definitely. You'll have, I think, a much clearer understanding. You'll feel more confident planning investments, allocating those critical resources.
And advising your teams effectively.
Yes, with a level of precision that actually drives tangible results. We want to show that direct, powerful link between these specific numbers and the business outcomes you actually care about.
Okay, great. Let's unpack this then. Picture that typical morning for an e-commerce finance team.
I can almost see the spreadsheets now.
Right. Multiple browser tabs open, dashboards everywhere, spreadsheets sprawling.
And emails flooding in. Marketing's excited about their ROAS reports.
Operations is showing off fulfillment metrics.
Sales is all about conversion rates. Everyone thinks their numbers are the most important.
It creates this constant stream of competing priorities. It sounds, frankly, overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, and that information flood, it takes a real toll. Your team's attention gets splintered.
Hard to focus deep.
Almost impossible. Decision-making slows right down because people are, overthinking, overanalyzing.
Which means missed opportunities.
Definitely. Delayed responses to market changes. And critically, you lose sight of the fundamental drivers while you're busy chasing, often vanity metrics.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay.
Like a really high visitor count to your site?
Yeah.
That's great,
That's
right?
good. But it means very little if those visitors aren't actually converting into profitable customers. Or having a huge email list.
Also sounds impressive.
But it provides zero value if subscribers don't engage or, crucially, don't buy anything.
So if I'm getting this right, the metrics that seem good on the surface can actually be dangerous.
They can be the most dangerous. They create this illusion of success.
Making you feel like you're winning.
Exactly. But they can mask really serious underlying problems, giving you this false confidence that stops you from fixing what's actually broken.
So for listeners trying to cut through that, what's the mental shift needed? How do you separate the noise from the actual signal?
That's the core question. And what we've seen working with lots of successful e-commerce businesses is a clear pattern.
Okay.
The most effective finance leaders, the smart CFOs, they concentrate on just 5 fundamental metrics.
Just 5?
Just 5. These numbers give you that comprehensive view of business health, the trajectory.
Yeah.
They tell the whole story of how money flows, where value is created or destroyed.
And importantly, what levers you can pull.
Precisely. What levers you can pull to actually improve performance. It's really about depth, not breadth.
Okay, that sounds like a much clearer focus. This is where it gets really insightful, I think.
Yeah.
Let's dive into these 5 numbers.
Let's do it.
First up, the absolute foundation for any e-commerce business: gross margin. basic profitability, right?
Sounds basic.
Revenue minus cost of goods sold, divide by revenue, get your percentage. Simple.
It sounds simple, but for e-commerce, that cost of goods sold, or COGS, it's more complicated.
Okay, how so?
To get your true gross margin, you absolutely must include shipping and fulfillment costs.
Right, the actual sending it out.
Yes. And the costs from returns and refunds, which can be huge. Plus platform fees, payment processing fees, even your packaging materials.
Wow, okay, so it's a lot more than just what you paid for the widget itself.
A lot more. Generally, a healthy range in e-commerce is maybe 40–60%, but it really varies. What's more important than the specific number is the trend. Is it going up or down?
And that trend has a big impact.
Huge. This leads to what we call the margin multiplier effect.
Okay, explain that.
Right. Imagine you're doing $10 million in revenue, 40% gross margin. That's $4 million gross profit.
Got it.
Now, if you can improve that margin by just 5 percentage points, up to 45%,
What?
you've just added $500,000 straight to your gross profit.
Ow.
$500,000.
Wow, just from 5 points.
Just 5 points. Scale that up. Say you're doing $50 million revenue. That same 5% improvement, that's an extra $2.5 million.
That's incredible leverage.
It is. And the reverse is just as stark, maybe even more so. If your margin drops by 5%,
Whoa.
you actually need to generate 25% more revenue just to stand still, just to keep the same profit level.
25% more sales just to break even on the drop. That's tough.
It shows how incredibly sensitive this number is.
And it really highlights those pressures you mentioned. Customers expect free shipping, easy returns.
Which are great for the customer, don't get me wrong.
But they can absolutely crush those margins.
They really can. Shipping costs are so complex now, you've got dimensional weight pricing.
Where size matters more than weight.
Exactly. Last mile delivery surcharges, especially in certain areas, and the nightmare of split shipments.
Right. One order, multiple boxes.
Yeah. Which can easily increase your shipping costs for that order by 40%, maybe even 100%.
Ouch.
And don't forget, peak season spikes, Black Friday, costs can jump 30% or more.
And returns. You mentioned those are big too.
Huge drain. Apparel can see return rates over 40%. Think about that. Each return isn't free.
No, there's labor.
Labor for inspection, restocking, the product might lose value.
Plus extra customer service time. You have to factor all that in.
So how do smart CFOs protect margins against all this?
It's not just about setting some guidelines and hoping for the best. It's about having tools, like real-time margin calculators.
So you know the profit on each transaction.
As it happens. Imagine knowing the exact cost of offering free shipping on that specific order, or the true impact of that flash sale before you launch it.
That would change decisions dramatically. Plus, robust inventory forecasting, proactive return prevention, like really detailed size guides or videos.
Trying to stop the return before it happens.
Exactly. And crucially, getting cross-functional alignment. Marketing, operations, finance, everyone needs to be focused on shared margin goals, not just their departmental targets.
That's a deeper level of insight. Okay, so you've got healthy gross margins. What's next? Where does the cash come in?
Well, that's the next critical question, isn't it? How quickly does that profit actually turn into usable cash in your bank account?
Because profit on paper doesn't pay the bills.
Not at all. Which brings us to our second vital sign, the cash conversion cycle, or CCC.
I like your analogy, the liquidity heartbeat. It shows how efficiently you turn inventory investment back into cash.
It's a perfect way to think about it. The formula looks a bit technical, but the concept is simple.
It's DIO plus DSO DPO, right?
That's it. Days inventory, outstanding how long cash is tied up in stock, plus days sales, outstanding how long to get paid after a sale, minus days payables, outstanding how long you take to pay your suppliers.
Walk me through that timeline.
Okay, first you buy inventory, cash out. Then it sits in the warehouse, that's your inventory days ticking up.
Okay.
You make a sale, great, but you wait for the payment. Processors might hold funds. Buy now, pay later can mean waiting 14, even 30 days. That impacts your sales days.
Right. The money isn't yours yet.
Not yet. Meanwhile, you're managing your supplier bills. That's your payment days. The whole cycle shows how fast, or sometimes how agonizingly slow, cash moves through the business.
And if that cycle is slow, what are the hidden costs?
They are staggering. A longer CCC just means you need way more cash tied up in working capital.
Like fuel for the engine.
Exactly. Take a $10 million revenue business with a 90-day CCC. They need around $2.5 million in working capital just to operate.
$2.5 million tied up.
But if they can cut that cycle down to 60 days, they free up over $800,000 in cash.
Just like that. Cash they can use elsewhere.
Precisely. And scale it up a $100 million business. Shortening the CCC by just 5 days can save $1.37 million in working capital.
Wow. That's capital for growth, marketing.
Anything. Instead of just funding slow operations.
And slow inventory is a big part of a long CCC, right? Adding costs.
Oh, absolutely. Storage fees, insurance, the risk of obsolescence things going out of date or style. And it often forces that destructive discounting we talked about, which hits your margins again.
It all connects back.
It really does. So optimizing your cash engine means better inventory forecasting, using sales trends, marketing plans, even wire economic indicators.
What about getting paid faster?
Key. Optimize your payment processors, reduce those hold times, and maybe look at strategic factoring, especially for marketplace sales where payouts can be slow.
Getting cash for invoices sooner.
Essentially, yes. And automate bill payments, capture early payment discounts, build better supplier relationships. It all helps shorten that cycle.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk marketing ROI. So many businesses seem fixated on ROAS, return on ad spend.
They are. It looks simple, easy to track.
But you're saying it creates dangerous blind spots. It's not enough.
It's definitely not enough. The flaws are pretty significant.
Like what?
Well, first, basic ROAS ignores all the other variable costs tied to that sale. Payment processing, fulfillment, customer service. None of that is in simple ROAS.
So the return isn't really profit.
Not true profit, no. Second, ROAS tells you nothing about the quality of the customer you acquired or their long-term value.
Ah, so a high ROAS might bring in one-time buyers.
Exactly. Well, maybe a campaign with a slightly lower initial ROAS brings in loyal customers who buy again and again, making them far more profitable over their lifetime.
That makes sense. Do you have an example of this?
I do. I remember working with an apparel brand, their Facebook campaigns. Consistently hitting a 5.1 ROAS looked amazing.
Yeah, 5x return sounds great.
They thought so too, kept pouring money in. But we dug deeper. Turns out those specific campaigns were attracting heavily discount-focused shoppers who had a 45% return rate, way higher than their average.
45%.
Yeah. So once you factored in all the costs of processing those returns, the extra customer service, the lost value on returned goods, their true ROI, it was negative.
They were literally paying Facebook to lose money.
Pretty much. They were paying to acquire unprofitable customers.
So the better metric is true marketing ROI, looking beyond that first sale.
Precisely. It ties marketing directly to real financial outcomes. Smart CFOs focus instead on things like customer lifetime value, CLV.
How much a customer is worth over time.
Right. And customer acquisition cost, CAC. What did it truly cost to get that customer all in?
That gives a clearer picture of efficiency.
Much clearer. You build what we call a profit-first marketing system. Calculate the true contribution margin channel by channel, including all those hidden costs.
Fulfillment, returns, payment fees.
All of it. Then you set acceptable margin thresholds for each channel. And you use better attribution models.
Not just last click.
Definitely not just last click. Use multi-touch attribution, first touch, linear time decay, data-driven models to really understand the whole customer journey.
Okay, that's a much more sophisticated view of marketing. Number 4.
Number 4 is inventory turnover. This is where, as you said, unsold products just silently drain your cash.
And that stat is shocking. 43% of e-commerce failures blame poor inventory management. It's a silent killer.
It really is. Inventory is usually the biggest chunk of working capital for e-commerce. And turnover is the main lever you pull to improve that cash conversion cycle we just talked about.
E-commerce has unique challenges here too, right?
Absolutely. You often need wider ranges, sizes, colors. Customers expect things to be available now, and supply chains are often global and complex.
So if turnover is slow, what happens? What are the costs?
It's a cascade. First, storage fees start compounding. Warehouses often charge more, sometimes double or triple, for inventory that sits there for over 180 days.
Ouch. More fees.
Then there's rising insurance costs for holding more stock. Increased risk of damage or obsolescence, things getting old or broken.
And the worst one.
Forced discounting. Seasonal stuff doesn't sell. You have no choice but to slash prices, which, again, erodes margins and, worse, trains your customers to just wait for sales next time.
It's that vicious cycle again.
Exactly.
But the flip side, improving turnover that has real power, Right.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of that velocity?
Sure. Let's say an apparel retailer has $2 million tied up in inventory. They currently turn it over 4 times a year, which supports $8 million in sales.
Oh, it's 4 turns.
If they can increase that turnover rate to 6 times a year, same sales level, just moving faster.
They need less inventory.
Exactly. They free up about $670,000 in cash previously tied up in that excess inventory.
Well, over $500,000 freed up just by turning stock faster.
It's massive capital efficiency. And remember your true holding cost. It's not just the value of the goods. Add storage, insurance, cost of capital, handling. It can be 25–40% higher than the inventory value itself each year.
That high?
Easily. That's why we recommend using an inventory aging analysis. Break it down. Active stock, 0–30 days. Warning, 3160. Risk, 6190. Critical, 90+ days.
See where the problems are building.
And then act. Use dynamic purchasing models, maybe machine learning for demand prediction. Have tiered liquidation strategies, flash sales, bundling slow movers with winners, using marketplaces for old stock.
And SKU rationalization, getting rid of losers.
Absolutely. Systematically review your product mix and cut the ones that just aren't performing and are dragging down your turnover. Optimize.
Okay, powerful stuff. That brings us to the 5th and final metric, net profit per order.
This one really brings it all together at the transaction level.
You pose that scenario. 2 identical $100 orders. One makes $24 profit, the other loses $12.
This metric is the lens that shows you the actual financial reality of every single transaction.
You called it the iceberg analogy. Revenue's just the tip.
Exactly. Beneath the surface, there's this deep, complex world of variable costs that can differ wildly from one order to the next.
What kind of costs are hiding down there?
Oh, it's a maze. Payment processing fees, for starters. Buy now, pay later isn't cheap, can be 4–8%. Credit cards have fees. Then there are chargeback reserves.
Money held back by processors.
Yes, just in case. Even declined payments cost you money $1 to $3 per attempt sometimes in hidden labor and system costs.
Wow. What else?
Fulfillment labor can vary. Last mile delivery surcharges, $2 to $5 extra for urban, maybe $8 to $15 for rural deliveries.
So where you ship matters a lot.
Hugely. Split shipments, again, potentially doubling costs. And the probability of return for apparel, you might factor in a cost of 15–40% of the order value just for the chance it comes back.
Each of these can flip an order from profit to loss.
Absolutely. That major apparel brand I mentioned, they found 35% of their individual transactions were actually losing money once they allocated all these costs properly.
35%. Their overall reports probably looked okay.
Looked okay in aggregate. But this granular analysis exposed these huge profit drains. By fixing the issues highlighted by net profit per order analysis, they boosted overall net profit per order by 28% in 6 months.
Just by understanding the true economics of each sale.
Exactly.
This also highlights channel differences, right?
Yeah.
Marketplace versus selling direct.
Big time. Costs vary hugely. Selling on a marketplace might only yield an 8–12% net margin per order after all their fees and commissions. Selling direct to consumer could be 15–25% net margin, potentially. You need to know that difference.
So what's in the profit protection arsenal here?
Dynamic pricing is one tool. Based on true fulfillment costs. We saw an electronics retailer cut unprofitable orders by 22% just by adding ZIP code-based shipping fees that reflected actual costs.
Right. What else?
Segment your customers. Look at them based on, say, 5 profit factors: return habits, customer support usage, payment method preference, location, product category choices. Treat different segments differently.
And be critical of promotions.
Very critical. That free shipping offer, if it costs you $12 to ship, and your $100 order only had a 15% gross margin, $15, you just wiped out almost all your profit. Or buy one, get one. Sounds great, but you might double your fulfillment costs for that order. You have to run the numbers on the net profit per order impact before launching these things.
Okay, so those are the 5. Gross margin, CCC, marketing ROI, inventory turnover, and net profit per order. But you said understanding them individually isn't quite enough.
It's a great start, but the real magic, the real strategic power, comes from seeing how they all work together.
Like an interconnected system. Gears in an engine.
Exactly like that. They influence each other constantly. Think about that luxury fashion retailer example.
The one that improved CCC.
Yeah, they focus on faster inventory turns to improve their cash conversion cycle. They freed up cash, which was the goal.
But something unexpected happened.
Totally unexpected. Their marketing ROI suddenly surged. Why? Because fresher inventory was selling more often at full price.
Ah, Less need for markdowns.
Right, less need for those margin-killing promotions. And they started attracting more profitable, full-price customers. So improving inventory management directly boosted marketing effectiveness and profitability.
That shows the connections clearly.
It does, and it shows how smart CFOs act as, architects of sustainable growth. They orchestrate improvements across all 5 areas at once.
How do they keep track of all that interplay?
Through really well-designed, integrated dashboards, not just one massive report, but different views for different needs.
Like different levels.
Exactly. An executive dashboard weekly view, strategic threats, maybe needs a 24-hour response trigger. Operational dashboards daily view performance gaps, maybe a 4-hour response.
Marketing more real-time.
Marketing needs real-time data for campaign issues. Financial dashboards looking at daily cash flow risks. Each level feeds into the others.
And automation plays a big role here.
It has to. You need systems for continuous monitoring, automated variance analysis spotting when things go off track automatically, even predictive capabilities.
And feedback loops. Systems that learn.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
Systems that learn from interventions that worked. It frees up so much time from just compiling data to actually acting on insights.
But it's not just about systems, right? It's about people, too.
Critically. This demands cross-functional integration. Finance needs to translate these metrics into KPIs that make sense to other departments.
So CCC for finance becomes...
Days of stock on hand for the operations team. Same concept, different language.
Yeah.
Use dependency mapping, visually show how one team's actions impact another metric.
And regular reviews.
Regular cross-functional review sessions with clear accountability and clear action plans. That's how you turn these insights into tangible improvements across the board.
We have definitely covered a lot today, really emphasizing how mastering these 5 gross margin, CCC, marketing ROI, inventory turnover, net profit per order shifts finance from just reporting the past to actively shaping the future.
Absolutely. And the combined power, that interplay, is immense. Think of it. Gross margin provides the fuel,
Which improves cash flow via CCC.
which then funds smarter marketing,
We're driving better customer growth.
which impacts inventory needs and net profit per order. It's this positive cycle.
A virtuous loop.
Exactly. Building long-term advantages that just compound over time. That's how you build real financial health.
So this deep dive, it's really a call for listeners to evolve, isn't it? From maybe being seen as just analysts to becoming true strategic leaders.
That's the goal. Master the data storytelling. Use these 5 metrics as a common language to get everyone aligned and moving in the same profitable direction.
So a final thought for everyone listening.
I'd say this. Your transformation starts small. Choose just one of these 5 metrics to focus on improving this week. Just one.
And then watch the ripples.
Watch how changes in that one area ripple through the others. Use these 5 essentials as your compass. They'll guide you in turning numbers into real, lasting growth. And remember, your role is so much bigger than traditional oversight now.
You're an architect.
You're an architect of sustainable growth, a curator of clarity for the whole organization, and a catalyst for constant improvement. That's the power of sophisticated metric leadership in e-commerce today.
Thanks for tuning in to Educating Them. I hope today's episode gave you something meaningful to think about and something even more meaningful to act on. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you show up for yourself consistently and intentionally. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who's on their own journey of learning and becoming. Until next time, keep growing, keep applying, and keep educating them, starting with you.